everyone, good afternoon. Myself Ravina Sonkar. I am a management student and currently pursuing my MBA in HR from SAS Institute of Management Studies. Today I am going to represent my presentation on a subject international business, and my presentation topic is tariff and non-tariff barriers. Tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers. Trade barriers are restrictions imposed on the movement between two countries, that is import and export. When international trade is concerned, it is meant the exchange of goods and services. The exchange usually takes place between two parties from different countries or between two countries. Trade barriers can be broadly divided into tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers. Term tariff means tax or duty. Tariff barriers are the tax barriers and monetary barriers imposed on internationally traded goods when they cross the national borders. It is the most common instrument that is used for controlling exports and imports. The tariff which is levied on export is called as export it is called as export tariff, and the one which is levied on imports, it is called an import tariff. The tariff which is levied on goods that passes through nations is called transit tariff. The tariff which is collected on a per unit basis is called as specific duty. For example, the specific duty on which import of car is rupees 50,000 per car. The tariff which is collected a percentage of the value of the item is called as valorum duty. For example, ad valorem duty on import of cars of nations is 10% of the value of the car. The EU in the mid 1990s imposed an ad valorem duty of 15 to 20% on import of bananas up to 2.5 million from Latin America. The compound duty applied on a product is combination of both specific and ad valorem duty. Say import of car carriers a specific duty of rupees 20,000 per car and ad valorem duty of 10% of the value exceeding of rupees 4 lakh. Now that is the classification of tariff barriers. First one is import and export tariff. Tariff are imposed on the basis of direction of product movement, that is the import tariffs, and when export tariffs are levied, they usually applied to an exporting country's scarce resources of raw material, finished goods as well as manufactured products. Second one is protective and revenue tariff. Tariff may be classified as a protective and revenue tariff. That is, the purpose of protective tariff is to protect home industry, agricultural industry and labor against foreign competitors by trying to keep foreign goods of the country. Third one is tariff surcharge versus countervailing surcharge. Protective tariff surcharge is a temporarily action, whereas a countervailing duty is a permanent surcharge. For example, Harley Davidson claimed that it needed time to adjust to Japanese imports. President Reagan felt that it was in the national interest to provide import relief. To protect the local industry, a tariff surcharge was used. In this particular case, the tariff achieved its purpose and company rolled back. Countervailing duties are imposed to certain imports when products are subsidized by the foreign government. Fourth one is distribution and consumption taxes. Some taxes are collected at a particular point of distribution or when purchase and consumption basis. The indirect taxes frequently adjusted at the border, are the four kinds: single stage, value added, cascade, and excise. First is single stage taxes. Single stage taxes is a tax collected at only one point of the manufacturing and distribution chain. And value added taxes. A value added taxes means VAT is a multi-stage non-cumulative taxes on a consumption. It is national sales tax levied at each stage of production and distribution system through only the value added at the stage. Third one, cascade. Taxes. Cascade taxes are collected at each point in the manufacturing and distribution chain, are levied on the total value of product, including taxes borne by the product at early stage, that is tax or on tax. Fourth is excise tax. Excise tax is a one-time charge levied on the sales of specific products, alcoholic beverage, cigarettes. Good example. It is all are the tariff barriers. Next one is non-tariff barriers. Any barriers other than tariff, it is meant for constructing barriers for flow of the goods. If do not affect the price of the imported goods, it affects the quality and quantity of the goods. Now let's the types of non-barriers taxes. First one is subsidies. Subsidy is a direct payment made by the government to the company in order to make it more competitive nationally and internationally. Subsidy can be in the form of cash grants, low interest loans, tax benefits, R&D, research and development support, government equity participation in the local firms, etc. For example of the subsidies, Canada subsidies, it's a fish exports by providing cash grant to its fishermen for purchase of travelers. Second type is import quotas. A quota is a quantitative form of restriction imposed on import and export. It specifies the amount of quantity that could be imported and exported. The normally restriction is enforced by the way of issuing license. The license specifies the maximum amount of quality and could improved and exported. For example, in the USA, there is an import quota on cheese and only those companies could import which possess the license. Next example, strict quotas generally operate on imports from India, Korea, Hong Kong, which list the developed countries imposed little restriction on textile and clothing from group of least developed countries. Next one is voluntary export restraints, means VER, voluntary export restraints. A variation of import quota is the voluntary export restraint. The exporting nation, after consultation with the importing nation, voluntary fixes the quota regarding the maximum amount of quantity which it will be exporting the concerned nation. The exporting nation agrees to VERS in order to avoid the more strict measures like import quotas, tariffs, etc., which could be applied by the importing nations. Fourth one is administrative policy. Apart from the formal ways of interfering in trade, nations resort to international administrative policies which is the rules and procedures to be followed with the objective discouraging imports and exports, encouraging exports. For example, through the Japan boost of having the lowest formal tariff and non-formal tariff, yet the Netherlands which exports tulip bulbs to all nations, the globe doesn't export into the Japan. Next one is anti-dumping policy. Dumping is defined as the act of manufacturer one country exporting a product another country at a price which is either below the price it charges in its home market, or if it can be proven that there has been a substantial increases a specific good. The term has negative connotation as advocates of free market see dumping as a form of protectionism. Next one is custom valuation. Custom valuation: when goods enter a nation, the custom officials try to classify and find out the correct value of goods in order to collect the ad valorem duty. For example, the custom department of the US imposed more than $22 million in penalties during a period of 6 months in the 2000 for custom violation. Next is the standard. Standard are set of for health, welfare, safety, quality, size, quantity, measurement in order to create barriers for the foreign products. For example, the labeling requirement could ask a company to specify the place of origin. This can create problem of the company, as today most of the products have mixed origin as their raw material, components, designs, etc. And last one is reciprocal requirements. The nation use the concept of reciprocal requirements or counter trade in order to interfere in the international trade on the grounds preserving the foreign currency reserves, or to secure jobs, or to secure technology. In reciprocal requirements or counter trade, the importing nations ask the exporting firm to take the payment in the terms of goods, or promise to buy merchandise or services in lieu of cash payments. Thank you so much guys. If you like my video presentation, then subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon. Thank you.